Yeah! Here we go!
It's time for TSS Fantasy.
Who Day, and I am just excited.
I'm excited to sit here. Y'all can't see all my Saints fans.
It shows with a Hall of Fame quarterback that he can get back to when he was a number 4 overall pick.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is Commissioner Cooper, and it's time for TSS Fantasy.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Oh, look at that. I was just emailing him now. I just saw your email. What's up, Dave? How we doing, my friend?
Well, we're doing well. I'm here on the 15th hole at Harris Creek, raising money for a local high school football program. Thought we would be done, but they held us back an hour. So I apologize. But I will do the best I can to hold my own against and battle the wits of a noted media 49er sports writer defending my Seahawks. I'll do the best I can.
All good, my friend. He's running a little late as well. All good. Well, thanks for coming on. We appreciate you, my friend. We just getting the show started. I was about to say we got double dissed tonight, but we didn't get dissed at all by my boy Dave. So we welcome him in representing the Seahawks. Let's go around the room. Welcome in Mr. Andrew LeDuc. Welcome into the studio, sir.
Dave, hanging out at my second office on the golf course there. Gotta love it. How long is the putt, Dave?
How long is the putt? I don't know. I've been making them all day long. This one's only like 12.
Oh,
it looks like a gimme. So I'll let my buddies handle it. I'll only put up I have to.
There we go.
Also, let's also welcome in Justin Jesus Herrera. Welcome in, my friend.
Dave, I won't even bother you with the golf talk. I'll just ask you, how's the beer tasting? Is it cold?
Well, I lean more towards vodka because I'm 60 years old and I'm trying to stay under 300 pounds.
That's the way to do it.
That is definitely the best way to do it, indeed. All right, well, let's get our show started tonight. First, we'll pay the bills real quick. If you're watching on YouTube, do us a solid, give us a like, throw a comment in, subscribe, of course. Little things stopping you from doing it, big things popping for us when you do, so we appreciate that. Also, don't forget Fast Draft app, the Fast Draft app for daily fantasy play. Use our promo code TSS. We'll double that deposit for $50, so $100 get you some daily fantasy play. That'll be great. Also, don't forget, if you're looking for some championship bling for your fantasy champion, look no further than Pro Am Belts. You got to love TSS when we got our boy Dave out here.
All right, Dave,
hitting up
the putt, buddy.
I guess he had the putt.
He's going for the putt.
Check the form. Check the form, LeDuc.
Oh, he got it!
Oh, come on.
Good.
The cameraman needs to work on his skills of actually showing the hole once the ball gets there, but that's okay.
All right. Sorry to start from the show. Sorry, guys. All right.
No, you are great. No, this is great stuff. We appreciate it. We got our other guest in the building. Well, he looks like he's preparing. My bad, Larry. I mean to bring you in too early. We'll wait for him to get back in his chair, but Larry is in for the night, so that's good stuff as well. All right, well, let's get it on. We've got a lot of off-season stuff to talk about, so let's kick the summer rewind. Well, we got the Niners and the Seahawks. We're talking tonight. Well, let's go. We'll go first to Dave, if he's okay to do so. We want to talk about free agency when it comes to the Seahawks. Do me a solid. Give me a grade for those Seahawks, and then talk about some of the guys that you like that came into the team.
Well, I'll tell you, I think I would say probably I've seen some of our ratings from A to C but I'd give it a strong B only because I love Sam Darnold. I think he's coming off, of course, a great season. We all know his little hiccups the last couple of games of the season when he was running for his life, which our quarterbacks have been doing for the last 10 years. But I love, Lawrence. We got some solidification on the defensive line, and of course our receiving core got turned upside down. So we got some good replacements there. So I think it's a good solid B.
I think the big question I have for you is how much of a loss do you feel that Geno is versus Sam Darnold? Like, how much of a loss do you think that'll be for the Seahawks?
Okay, so here, and you may or may not know. So I do a show called Hawk Talk with Walter Thurman III, Legion of Boom, and we talk a lot of Seahawks football, and we have guests on. We have always a former player and a 12 join us. The room is kind of divided on Geno. He had, of course, a standout great season, kind of comeback player of the year season when there was no pressure on him. But I'll tell you, he lost a lot of games for us. He made some really poor decisions in really crucial times, and I wasn't sad to see him go. So I don't see it as being a drop off at all, so long as Sam can continue what he did last year and just be consistent and not lose games for us. I think Geno lost more games for us than won games for us.
Feel like the Seahawks might lean a little bit more on that running game this year, so we'll see.
100%. 100%. With the new offensive coordinator, it's going to be a 2 tight end fullback set. A couple of receivers. So I don't mind seeing those receivers go. One was at the end of his career. The other one was just such a phenomenal athlete, but just couldn't control himself. And same thing, killed drives, made poor decisions at the worst possible time. And we replaced them with level heads. I love where we're sitting, and we'll talk more about it as the show goes on, I'm sure.
100%. I did Dave a discredit. Dave is a former Seahawks player. I didn't get a nice intro in there, so my apologies. Does some great things with organizations around the NFL. So we'll get into that a little bit more as we finish, but I just want to make sure I threw that out there. So we're still waiting on Larry for the 49ers side. So let's skip to the draft and give me a grade for the Seahawks draft, and then talk about some of the guys that you were excited to come see in.
Well, I think on the draft side, and I've seen this score as well, I think we were at the A- B+. Great kid. Everybody that follows Seahawks know our Achilles heel has been our offensive line for over a decade. And we have a solid left tackle with Cross. We need help on the offensive line. We drafted what I believe to be the best athletic offensive lineman. He needs to put on some size, but size is easily attained as you get older. You cannot teach athleticism, and he is a phenomenal athlete. We'll see how he does in the NFL coming from a smaller school. But their first round draft pick was solid. The talk, though, from people that I'm hearing that are going to camp is the cat we got at right tackle, who's Lucas, who's been battling injuries. If he can stay healthy, he is a beast. And if we can solidify the offensive line that just goes right in line with what this new offensive coordinator is going to do, 2 tight ends, fullback, 2 receivers, run the ball, play action, and just control it with our solid defense, we're going to be a tough team to deal with.
I heard that. Well, let's talk about another team that may be tough to deal with, and welcome in Larry Krueger. Welcome in, my friend.
Hey guys, sorry to be late today. Just having a little technical difficulty switching computers this week. It's been a nightmare.
No worry, we'll just take it out of your check, Larry. Don't worry about it. All right.
Hey, keep talking 49ers while I drive. Hang on, you keep talking 49ers.
This is funny. All right, Larry. We were talking, of course, the off season. So the first question I would have for you is to give me a grade for the 49ers free agency period, and then kind of expand on that. Tell me about some of the guys that you brought in.
Well, it was almost like a non-participation as far as free agency was concerned. They really didn't do anything. They kept their money in their pocket, and they just signed a couple of guys on the fringes. So I'd probably give him an incomplete or a C or a D on for the free agency. They really didn't get much done, but also they did save a lot of money. So I mean, it's sometimes you spend a lot of money and it doesn't work out. Sometimes you spend no money and you hit on rookies. So you just never know. But for that, I would give them a low grade. For the draft, I would give them a very high grade. They've got 18 rookies in their camp right now, and many of them are looking really good. So, I would say for their draft, you give them, like a strong B plus. But for the free agency, I'd probably give them like a D plus.
All righty. And
well,
that Justin,
that doesn't sound very promising.
Hey, he speaks nothing but truth, though. I mean, when you give up players and you gotta free up some space for Brock Purdy to get some money, and then you gotta pay Jawan Jennings now after his calf injury.
Yeah,
I mean, the 49ers kind of sat out free agency for the most part, but I mean, they got a couple guys that they liked, but for the most part, they just sat it out. They let guys go. Matt Bowen from ESPN had a top 50 moves around the league. None of the top 50 were 49er moves. Of anybody they signed, 5 of the 50 were guys that left. So a lot of the guys who left have big names, but I think the teams that signed those players are going to realize that there's not a lot left there.
It's just like Armstead last year.
Yeah, I don't know. I think Armstead actually had more left than. I mean, I love Greenlaw, right? Greenlaw has come on with me many times. He's a great guy. Always give me a quote after the game, and great guy to talk to. Tough as heck, but his body's just failing him. So I mean, that typically doesn't get better as you age.
I just want to say this is my drive. It's about 10 yards short of the green. Just wanted to share that with you.
Let's go.
I don't know if the Seahawks going to be the Niners or not this year, but I'm having a heck of a golf game today. So let's share.
What was the distance for the hole, Dave?
Oh, I don't know. 150. No, it was. I don't know. It's a par 4. It's a par 4. So, it was 300. All right.
Dave's got some guns on him now, so I think I can see him taking that to the hole. Absolutely. All right, so we talked about the offseason, Tad, there a little bit. We're going to talk about now going into the regular season. But before we do that, on our show, we do a little fun segment with our injury expert, and it's called the Percent to the Bench. And we're going to hear about those Seattle Seahawks. So let's check it out.
The Percent to Bench from the Injured List podcast. Brought to you by Fast Draft Fantasy and NeuroGuard Plus Mouth Guards.
Alrighty, it's time for the Seattle Seahawks Percent to Bench. We're going to kick it off with Kenneth Walker III at the running back position. Last year he dealt with the ankle sprain mid-season. He missed 2 games in weeks 5 and 13. He's had a history of ankle issues for the last several years during his career, which puts his durability in a little bit of a question mark. But when healthy, he's a strong running back 2 option for most rosters. I'm going to put him at a 15% score to the bench. He did have some issues in June minicamp, but it sounds like he's fully healthy and ready for full preseason. Cooper Kupp, man, weird saying his name with the Seattle Seahawks. He's always been on the injury list with the Rams, but here we are. He's with the Seahawks now. He dealt with the left ankle sprain last season in week 3. He had some foot and hamstring issues earlier in the year. He did miss 3 games, weeks 4 through 6. He's a volume-based guy. Ceiling is slightly lower due to his age creeping up on him and all the injuries he's had over the years. No new injuries this year heading into camp. He should be focused on establishing his new wide receiver spot with the Seahawks, so we'll see how that goes. We're giving him a 20% score to the bench. And then Sam Darnold somehow made the list. I'm not sure if that's a mistake on my part or maybe you guys, but no injuries reported, no games missed. And from what I've read, there's not really much value in him, but here's the good news. I'm only giving him a 5% score to the bench, so if he does get in there, expect him to be healthy. All right, Coop, back to you.
Man, Brian throwing some shade at Sam Darnold. Like, he's supposed to handle the injuries, bro, not talk trash to players. Anyway, all right. So we talked about what was. Let's talk about what is. Let's do some season predictions.
When this baby hits 88 miles per hour, you're gonna see some serious shit.
Serious indeed. Let's get things started, of course. Let's go with those 49ers, and we'll start out with them. Let's go with the QB position. We'll start with Brock Purdy. Larry, what do you think his production will be this year related to last year? This season, last season with a different team, he was QB number 9 in fantasy. Obviously put up some big numbers with the likes of Justin Jefferson and so on. But what do you think about his production this season? Because right now they currently have him ranked 29th, which is a crazy drop. So what do you think?
You kind of you said with production, you switched up Sam Darnold's season with Brock Purdy's season.
Oh, my bad. Oh, my God. I sure did. It was because I was scrolling to my sheet, and I said a different team, too. My bad.
Which
Brock
face
Purdy,
on the screen is on the golf course for real?
we were sharing some vodka apparently. So 13th last year, 14th this year, and I'm red in the face. I'm embarrassed. Larry, what do you think, my friend? What do you think about his production this year?
I think he's probably going to have a better year. I know the consensus is that, oh man, he doesn't have his weapons, but the reality of there's the common, kind of like urban myth, and then there's the statistical, proof. And the 49ers receivers last year were 32nd in the NFL in separation. They didn't separate. Juwan Jennings, Ayuk, Debo, they just didn't separate. I think they have a little bit more speed this year. I think they'll have more separation, and I think with lesser named guys, I think they're going to actually get more out of it.
Nice. All right, Justin, we'll go to you since you're our personal Niner insider. What do you think about Brock Purdy this season? Basically, they have him ranked almost the same as last year.
I just love how Commish and Dave are both hitting the green at the same time over there. Oh, man. I like Brock Purdy. Larry said, he's been getting a lot out of a little. And more importantly, though, he's got George Kittle, and he's been lighting it up on the field with George Kittle right now. Training camp has been going absolutely phenomenal for those two, at least. And then you throw in the fact that, he's got a couple of receivers that are kind of under the radar right now, piling in. And everybody who's just cycling through is having good reps with him. It's everything you want from, to hear at least from the training camp about Brock Purdy. He's getting his new contract. Last year was huge on him kind of improvising and running around. Hopefully this year they can kind of keep the team in the game on the defensive side, and hopefully that defensive line rebuild can kind of keep them locked in. So it's not usually it's not in a situation where it's his game to lose. You know what I mean? Where he doesn't have to continuously dig people or dig the Niners out of a hole. He can just start freaking digging a hole for the other team to bury themselves into. So I think that, he can definitely outperform himself. He's got a ceiling. He's not going to hit that top 5 QB mark, but he's definitely got a point where he could go within that 9 to 12 range very happily and very healthily. And I think that's kind of where he's sitting right now as far as being a fantasy quarterback. So that's where I like him. I think he can easily match his value.
All right, let's go to Dave. We'll talk about Brock Purdy and the Seahawks. No, I'm just kidding. Let's talk about Sam Darnold and the Seahawks. Last season, I mentioned he was 9th overall with some better weapons. Now coming over, he is 29th overall as far as fantasy production is concerned. Dave, what do you think his production will be like? Do you think it's going to be that big of a drop-off?
Hang on 1 second. Oh, yes, I do. I didn't want to talk on someone's backswing. So I would not doubt that at all, because he's going to be a completely different offensive set. When you have the weapons they do in Minnesota with 0 run game, he's going into now a 2 tight end, 2 receiver, running back fullback set where he's coming off a play action. I don't think he's got the same production. But what I like about it is that he doesn't have to win games. He doesn't have to go out there and sling. He just goes out there and makes plays. So I like the situation for him, but I don't see him being a big scorer in fantasy.
All righty, heard that. Let's go on to the running back situation. We'll go over back to the Niners. Larry, of course, Christian McCaffrey struggled a bit last season with injury, 69th overall last season. Currently, the community thinks that he is going to be rising above all that this season. They have him ranked 7th overall. And, of course, Isaiah Correndo, the ultimate handcuff for him. Right now, they have him ranked 43rd. What do you think about Christian McCaffrey this season and his production?
Well, I mean, I think the 49ers have, he's had the Offensive Player of the Year award. I think at this point, he's all about the ring. So I do think they're going to try to preserve him a little bit more. So I would say in a fantasy discussion, I like Correndo a whole lot more than McCaffrey as far as those rankings are concerned. Because Correndo's ranked way too low. McCaffrey, as you said, because of Correndo, is probably going to be ranked a little too high. The other thing with McCaffrey is that, this is just buyer beware, but I think everybody who knows football knows this. He is one of the best, running backs in the game. He's one of the great offensive players in the game, but he's like a finely tuned Maserati. It's in the shop a lot. I mean, look at his career. He's missed a lot of games. So the odds of him being healthy, he had double Achilles tendonitis in both legs, did not have surgery. It just kind of quieted down. Something tells me when he starts playing football again, it may, not be quieted down. So I'm still very weary of the durability of McCaffrey, and I think it's going to be more of Corey Kiner and Isaac Correndo.
All right, Justin, what do you think of that? And LeDuc, I apologize. Did I go to you on Sam Darnold? My apologies. I'll make sure I get you on Ken Walker. So, Justin, what do you think of McCaffrey?
Jason just hitting that green one more time.
Something's going on tonight. I don't know what's going on.
But, first off, I just want to say, just so we got a second. Fred, your ass still can't get here. Dave's on the goddamn golf course over here having the game of his life, and he can still show up and give us a good analysis of it. Fred, you better get your ass back in the gym. You better get your ass back on TSS. I'm telling you. But anyways, I'm done with that. My analysis on the 49ers backfield is always get as many 49ers running backs as you can. It's just just the situation. Shanahan, his system tends to just run these guys completely into the ground. We saw it last year with McCaffrey, and I agree 100% with Larry in the sense that they didn't really do anything about his tendonitis or his PCL injury. So that just screams to me a problem that's going to flare back up. And, hopefully it doesn't, knock on wood, but something worse like maybe a tear. It just screams to me a situation where if he didn't get anything fixed in that regard, or if you went to go get some holistic medicine done in Germany or something like that and you didn't fix the issue, you're just asking for it to flare back up. So for me, I'm going straight up. I'm going out there and I'm drafting Correndo and I'm drafting Jordan James. Or James, is it James one? I'm sorry.
Jordan James went out with a knee injury today, and I don't know if there's what the timetable is. I'll say this. Jordan James has looked pretty good. He can catch the ball. Yeah. But Corey Kiner, the undrafted rookie from Cincinnati, I think is going to outperform him in the preseason. We'll see.
Okay. I didn't know that he went out, so there you go. Jordan James went down. And then Corey Kiner, I believe, from Cincinnati, he was also a really good player in college, but he just never really had the athletic skills for the combine and to kind of showcase. So I think that's kind of why he went a little bit undrafted. But yeah, get as many running backs as you can from that system because they all go down. Even Correndo had problems last year. Like, it was to a point where we were putting Patrick Taylor out there. Patrick freaking Taylor. He should not be suiting up as your number one running back.
Indeed. All right, let's go to Dave while he's got some free time. Let's talk about the running backs. Let's talk about Kenneth Walker. Last season, 27th overall. Dealt with a little bit of injury issues. Now they currently have him ranked 17th. Charbonnet, of course, the greatest handcuff in fantasy. 25th last season. He's 50th ranked right now. What do you think about these running backs on the Seahawks, Dave?
Well, unfortunately, with the injury to McIntosh, they both kick up a little bit because I think that was a three-wheeled horse right there. I mean, if there's such thing as a three-wheeled horse, I think I just made up a term. But it was. There's gonna be all three of them in that backfield. And McIntosh we saw it last year, was a great changeup. Charbonnet's a great changeup. And K9, doggone it, if that kid can stay healthy, is one of the best backs in the league. Mark my words. He is amazing to watch, and his cuts, his strength, his speed. But I think he does things to his body that puts him in injury positions. Because when you see him get hurt, he just go down, bro. It's like he's like trying to make that extra cut, that extra yard with two guys hanging on him. You just need to go down. And if you can learn that and stay healthy, they are dangerous in the backfield.
Yeah, totally agree with that. LeDuc, what are your thoughts on the Seahawks backfield? And you can throw in your Sam Darnold in there as well, since I missed you.
There's not much to say on Sam Darnold for me. He's right about where back in 20, so that's fine. We didn't need to. He has top 5 potential. It's just with the guys that are going out of a lot of redrafts.
To be quite frank. All right, let's go to the receivers. Larry, let's even group. We got
dynamic. I mean, 4.3 speed. They haven't really had a deep down the field burner who could actually catch the ball and who has a little durability. So, yeah, I think Watkins might be the guy. Purdy hooked up with him yesterday in practice on a ball that had to go over 50 yards in the air, and he hit him on the dead run. So I definitely think Watkins is going to give them kind of that home run ability.
Guys, Justin, what do you think of these Niners receivers? They're going to live up to their ADP, or as Larry mentioned, a couple of these guys might make your fantasy roster.
Yeah, no, you don't want to get a lot of people at their ADP value right now. I think the only person worth it at their value is Juwan Jennings. He's the only guy that at this point can consistently, especially on the team, Ricky Pearsall he's injury prone. He's been injury prone since college. Brandon Ayuk, I still don't think he actually wants to be in San Francisco. He, showed a lack of effort in my eyes last year. And then, he's gone down with his injury. He's in a recovery mode. He sends cryptic texts and cryptic tweets. I just don't know where this guy's head's at. I do agree 1,000% with Larry when he says Demarcus Robinson. Demarcus Robinson he's been like the Steve Finley of baseball. He's just gone everywhere and he's succeeded everywhere. And then, Jordan Watkins, I've been pounding the table for Jordan Watkins since before OTAs, and nobody has listened to me. And now he's finally showing it on the field. You watch this guy's Ole Miss tape. He had 46 catches over 900 yards and 9 touchdowns. He had 5 touchdowns in one game against Arkansas. That's an SEC team right there. That's a good squad right there. So I'm going, this guy's a space eater. And this guy is exactly what you want to replace somebody like Deebo Samuel. Just get him some open field and let him just go. I think he's possibly going to be a year 1 fit. And, he fits that mold of what the 49ers do. They get these late round guys that nobody's ever heard of, nobody was going to draft, and they turn them into stars. So I would really be looking at his way. And then after that, it's pretty much kind of just a crapshoot. Like I said, I'm out on Ayuk, and Juwan Jennings is the only one that kind of fits the mold of his ADP.
All righty, let's get on to these Seahawks receivers with Dave giving us an angle that I never, ever want to see in my life. Look,
what I do?
It looks like we're it looks like we were praying to you, basically, in a nice way.
Well, we can see the bats in the cave.
Oh, now come on, easy. I did an interview with. I did an interview with Edwin Bailey. You know, EB, one of the top 6 Seahawks of all time, and he was on his phone and he was like this the whole time, talking to us on the interview. I'm looking at his ear. I'm like, EB, you can pull away now. It's all right. Anyhow.
Good stuff, my friend. Hey, listen, if you're not watching this, wanting to go be hanging out with Dave right now, there's something wrong with you. Let's talk about.
You gotta hang out with me. It's cool.
Let's talk about the receivers group for the Niners. Of course, you know, JSN stepped up a lot last season, ranked 9th overall. ADP right now has him 15th. The addition of Cooper Kupp, that's going to be very interesting. Is he going to be back to where he was? And even MVS, it's like a whole group of players with initials for their names. What do you think, Dave? What do you think about this receiver core?
So here's what I think. I think Cooper Kupp going anywhere else would be a coin toss. But going to Seattle, his home area, where he's got people and he's got history, I think is perfect for him. Coming off a couple of years that are kind of rough with injuries and things like that. Give me 1 second. I'll talk to you while I'm hitting. JSN is a beast, and I think this new reduced set is going to be great for him because they're going to count on him. Oh my gosh, that's so good! Holy crap! Oh, anyhow. But you know what? You know who's actually like we were talking about great draft picks for the Niners. Horton in our 5th round we picked up is someone that's getting a lot of buzz right now. That I think is a perfect setting for him because we're looking for some replacements to 2 guys that we got rid of, and then Valdez Scantling is going to be a nice fit because he's when you have a veteran that's proven himself, has played at a high level. I think he's going to be a good, solid receiver for us.
Nice. Torrey Horton from Colorado State.
Yeah.
So make sure we'll keep an eye out on him. LeDuc, what do you think of these? Give us your comment on these Seahawks receivers.
Yeah, Torrey Horton definitely is. He's got the size and the speed and the route running to be everything that Cooper Kupp used to be, I think. Cooper Kupp, you mentioned ADP, Justin, and the people, don't get them at their ADP value right now. Right now, Jawan Jennings is actually behind both Deebo Samuel and Cooper Kupp in ADP according to Fantasy Pros, which is wild to me because Jawan Jennings should vastly outperform both of those guys. I'm not touching Cooper Kupp unless I'm getting him for a steal in later fantasy rounds right now, just because Dave mentioned being back at his kind of his home area and places he's comfortable with is being a good thing. I think it is a good thing for him. I think it's a good thing for him to enjoy and relax the rest of his career. I'm not expecting too much out of Cooper Kupp. He's gonna have some flashes. Let's not mistake it. He's still a baller. He's still a gamer. But as far as consistency, top 20 guy for the rest of the year, I don't see that happening at all. The Cooper Kupp we knew was gone. So JSN's a no-brainer. But if you're really looking for value in this, it's 100% Torrey Horton. I think he has some breakout potential this year.
And we'll need to watch the injury updates for Jawan Jennings because I know he re-aggravated a calf injury that's been bothering him, during OTAs in last season. So just something to keep an eye out on as we move forward. All right, let's go to the tight end position. Larry, this is probably the easiest one for you to analyze. It's the man, the myth, the legend, George Kittle. I mean, how else do you say it? Tight end, all that. Number 1 tight end last season. They got him ranked 4th this season because there's always a little bit of downplay after you have such a great season. So what do you think about George Kittle this year?
Well, he's coming off a really good year, but I think there's reason to believe he's going to have bigger numbers this year. The Niners really couldn't get him out in the pattern as much as they wanted to last year because their backup tight ends were so deficient at blocking on the line of scrimmage, and they had to choose their quarterback or their receiving tight end. So now they added Lucas Farrell. They're going to go more 12 personnel with the 2 tight ends. And I think more than anything, you're going to see Kittle in the pattern more. So I think, they also live together, in the same city there in Nashville and are training out there a lot. So I just think the offseason, they've had a phenomenal camp. Purdy to Kittle has just been prolific. in camp. So I do expect Kittle to be pretty good. The guy to watch for at tight end for the 49ers is the converted basketball player, Mason Pline. He worked out with Kittle. This guy played hoops at Ferris State, and he's kind of an above-the-rim basketball player. And he's really, they gave him a redshirt year last year, and he showed up this year. He's 6'8", and he can really catch. He can run. So he's an interesting guy to watch in the preseason.
I like it. And that's a great point, Larry. Like, with the, absence now of Debo, you would expect actually Kittle to actually get more numbers and more volume this season. So, of course, everyone's got to put Brock Bowers and the big names up ahead of him. But George Kittle does have a really good chance to be, again, number one tight end. So I totally hear you on that. Justin, what do you think, my friend, George Kittle?
George Kittle was, I believe, tight end number 2, and he had just about 30 fewer catches than Brock Bowers. Just let that process for a second. He did everything else at a higher clip except for the catches. A dude's easily gonna be, in my opinion, probably tight end 1 this year too, because no matter where you think about it, he is the number 1 target in that offense. And, training camp has shown 100% that these two, Brock Purdy and George Kittle, are 100% in sync. And like Larry said, they both live in Nashville now. They're both, getting to work out all the time with each other. I'm taking that. That sounds like Patrick Mahomes, Travis Kelce 3 years ago. That sounds like we're getting this new version of it where we're going to get George Kittle going into year 35 of top 5 tight end performances locked in, guaranteed. And tight end 1 is something to really strive for, especially for his price. If you get him right now at tight end 3, tight end 4, and he has the ability to overtake a tight end 1, which you would get a whole round, if not 2 earlier, why not?
I like it. I like it. All right, let's go to Dave in a much different situation at the tight end spot for the Seahawks. Right now, I looked on the ESPN site, and they had this A.J. Barner, or I think it was A.J. Barner set as the starter, but then Elijah Arroyo is the guy. Apparently, they're going to target in the passing game. I really just have no clue, Dave. Fill me in. What do you think about this tight end position?
Well, I hope you're not looking to me for a clue, because you know what? I see two blocking tight ends. Royal, the number 3rd or 2nd round draft pick for us, number 3 overall for us. Why not? Because who else do we have? We have a bunch of unprovens. I love Brady. He's a great kid. He's been on my show, and he and I both have long hair. Or I used to have long hair, but so I love that kid. But it doesn't equate into fantasy points, and I don't see a lot of fantasy points coming from our tight ends. So regardless of who it is, guys, there's so many other options. And, you're talking, I love me some George Kittle. I don't care what team you play for or who you're, who you're pulling for. If you've ever met George Kittle, that kid is a dude. He's a lot of fun, and he loves the sport. When you watch him play, I know I'm not supposed to be talking about Niners football, but I'm going to, because that kid is fun to watch. So we don't have a George Kittle, and look elsewhere for your tight ends.
very San Francisco envious from Dave there. All right, LeDuc, any comment on these Seahawks tight ends?
No, Arroyo really became the name popped for a week because of Scott Fishbowl drafts because of the tight end premium, but really other than that, I doubt we're going to see much of his name or Barnett's name anywhere in the fantasy drafts.
Yeah.
No, I'll say this because I really enjoyed watching Elijah Arroyo play. Where did he play, Commissioner Cooper? At the U, baby. He played at the U, baby. So you should know him very freaking well. He was really good last year. Listen, he was one of Cam Ward's top receivers next to Xavier Restrepo. This is a guy that the Seahawks camp-wise have been putting into deep routes, have been putting in the slot. they know that he is a weapon, and they need to figure it out. Everybody's talking about Torrey Horton. Talk about Elijah Arroyo. I think this is the guy that you're going to be surprised is going to be in that top 15, top 12 situation at tight end.
I agree. I think Arroyo's, by the way, I mean, I'm no Seahawk fan, but Arroyo is the real deal. As far as this guy is a tight end who, if you watched him, he catches the ball like a wide receiver. He was the best receiving tight end. I think, was it Mobile or East West? In one of the All-Star games, he just absolutely dominated in those practices. I think, with the Seahawks moving on from DK, I think Arroyo is going to could become a very key figure in Seattle. I think he's dynamic.
Well, where I'll agree with that is that I will say this: they're going to be looking for something, because we don't have that dynamic other than Smith and Jigma. We don't, we have some vets and some slow guys and an older guy. So I hope that does come to fruition. But it totally makes sense to me. Hey, one name that has not come up in this discussion. We talked about Sam Darnold. But a name that's really coming up a lot with the people that I know that are at camp and watching the Seahawks is Jalen Milroe, and a lot of people are looking at him going, "Holy smokes, man! He just looks good." And I think the opportunity is there. I think the opportunity is there for Sam Darnold to load him up and Milroe to follow him. So,
well, if Sam starts seeing ghosts, you could certainly see Jalen make his way in there. All right, so let's we're gonna get ready for our trivia game. Before we do that, we gotta hear from the doc. He's gonna give us his percent to the bench for the San Francisco 49ers. So let's check it out.
The Percent to Bench from the Injured List podcast. Brought to you by Fast Draft Fantasy and NeuroGuard Plus Mouth Guards.
Okay, Fantasy Jesus, Justin Herrera, you're not going to be happy with me. I feel like this is a repeating theme, though, every preseason. Here we are now with the 49ers percent to bench. Man, I spent a lot of time researching and doing my homework on this one because it's the lengthiest of some of the more recent ones I've done. And here we go. Christian McCaffrey. We all know the debacle that happened with him last preseason with those bilateral ankles and Achilles tendonitis issues. Then we had the torn right PCL in his knee in week 12. He ended up missing 9 games total. But the guy is so elite, and he's got such a huge upside when healthy. He's still an RB1 when he's active. It sounds like he's been able to get past all these injuries and has been observed in team drills, managing everything, but proceeding cautiously, as I would too. 20% score to bench. When he's in there, he's worth every penny. When he's not, good luck. Brandon Ayuk, torn right ACL, MCL in week 7 versus the Chiefs. He missed 11 games. He was placed on PUP July 18th. Apparently, he's, quote, not close, end quote, to full participation yet. Still on PUP, and he's not expected to be ready week 1. There's no return timetable set. I'm giving him a 33% score to the bench. I think it's very likely that he starts the season on PUP, and if that happens, I don't see him returning until at least week 6, and that's a generous estimate on my part. And then Ricky Pearsall, this dude survived bullets, but he couldn't survive a hamstring strain in rookie minicamp in the spring. He didn't miss any games his rookie year, but he was placed on the PUP list heading into preseason here. It sounds like they're just taking him along slowly so that this thing doesn't linger and become an issue. But keep in mind, there are high re-injury rates with hamstring strains. So I'm giving him a 20% score to the bench, although it sounds like they caught this one early and they're proceeding with caution, which is the way to go. So he should be ready come week 1, and he should be good to go, but we'll keep an eye on that. All right, man. Sorry, Fantasy Jesus. Tough way to go.
And then, of course, Justin disappears when that happens. All right, so it's time for our trivia game. This should be a lot of fun. Just to explain the rules real quick, I'm going to ask a question. You guys will shout out the answer. If you get, there'll be 5 answers on the board. If you can name one of them in time, you will then get control of the round. You will then get to answer the rest of the players that are on the list, If you get them all correct, you win the round. If you get 3 wrong, the other person gets a chance to steal it. So again, I'm going to ask the first initial question. Both of you can shout out an answer. Whoever gets it right, you get control. If you close out, get all the answers correct, you win the round. If you don't, then the other person gets a chance to steal it. All right, let's get it on. It's fantasy quiz show time.
There seems to be no sign of intelligence.
It's the fantasy quiz show.
Justin Jefferson.
Justin Jefferson. It's gonna be a long game. Not going to be a long game tonight because we got Niner and Seahawks experts in the house. So, again, this is just on 49er and This is just on 49ers and Seahawks history. So,
What
we're just
decade?
looking for those players.
What decade?
It's everything. It's
All right.
everything. It was when you played even. So, believe it or not.
All right, here we go.
Are we going Steve
All right,
Largent? Are we going Steve Largent, Kenny Easley? I mean, how far are we going back here?
But that's not that far back.
We're going as way back to when they first began. So, all right, let's go. Top 5 answers on the board. Here's your first question. Just get you warmed up. I'm looking again, all-time Niners and Seahawks history. Who are the players that have the most passing yards?
Steve Largent.
Larry, you got a guess?
For either team or for just – or are you talking about for either team?
Both teams. Yep,
Russell
both
Wilson.
teams, yes,
Russell Wilson.
Russell Wilson.
That is correct.
Russell Wilson, numero uno on the board. By the way, just want to say hi to Brad. He said, hey, that's me. Still getting that Justin Jefferson play on you, Brad. Appreciate you. Excited to have you in.
How about an offensive lineman throwing out a receiving question on a passing question? So you don't touch the football. You realize that, don't you? You know.
Yeah, I might have to play that somewhere on the shirt. I'll just play with it. All right, Larry, you got control. Listen, I seen your arms, Dave. I'm not trying to mess with you.
Good.
Larry, what else?
I know where you live.
What other guess you got, Larry?
For greatest passers, okay, I'll go Colin Kaepernick.
Wait, he can't Google it. He's looking down at his phone.
Well,
I'm not looking at it. Colin Kaepernick.
He got it. If he Googled it, he got it wrong. Colin Kaepernick is definitely not up there. This is, again, all-time history. Russell Wilson, by the way, was number 1 on 37,059 yards. So you got one strike. You got one strike, Larry. What other you got? What other answers you got?
Wait. When's it my turn?
No, well,
we're going Family Feud, basically, is what you're playing here.
No, I don't get one wrong. He just gets to keep answering. I've actually been on Family Feud. I know how it works.
I'm going to go Jim Zorn. Jim Zorn. A vote for Jim Zorn.
See, he's not even getting any right. I wasn't even in the right category. I mean, now that I know what we're talking about, I got some for you.
Well, Larry's got one more strike left, and then
Lord.
if he gets it wrong, all you need is one answer to steal.
I'll go Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy.
Oh,
wow.
Who are you reporting for? How about Montana? How about Young? How about?
But they weren't even in the same division those years. They barely ever played. They were in the other.
Doesn't matter. It's Niners. It's Niners history.
It's just on the history. I was gonna ask Dave. This was his opportunity to steal, but it looks like he got one.
Yeah.
All right, so we kind of fumbled. We fumbled through that one a little bit. I'll give you the top 5 on this list. Russell Wilson was number 1. Joe Montana, number 2, 35,124 yards. John Brody was number 3 on this list for the Niners, 31,548. Steve Young, number 4, 29,907. And number 5 on this list was Matt Hasselbeck, 29,400.
Oh, gosh. The white quarterback. Doug, hey, don't be sick of trying to play these stupid games. God dang it. Kurt Warner.
Kurt Warner.
We have something to replace Justin Jefferson in the intro.
You guys suck.
You're missing the number 1 answer and the number 3.
All right. So it's not Kurt Warner. Okay. Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey.
That's not it.
You were close though. He's after this season, he'll be on this list. He was right, just missed this ranking here. So okay, you got 2 strikes. It's your last chance. You got 1 or 3.
Rathman.
Rathman.
We gave him the friggin' game. In my opinion, that sucked.
Yeah, I did.
Larry, you got a chance to steal it. The number 1 and number 3 answer. You just got to get one of them.
Frank Gore.
Frank
Gore.
Gore.
He played for 85 years.
Yeah. That's why I should have guessed it. Frank Gore, number 1 on the list, 11,073 yards. And number 3 on this list was Joe Perry for the Niners, 8,000.
Joe the Jet.
Was he a singer for Journey?
That might, it's odd to say, but it might have been even before your time, Dave.
Oh, don't even start. Hey, Frank Gore was a rookie like before I started, and then he just retired last year. So, he played 35 years. He better have rushed for a bunch of yards. All right.
Heard that. All right. So we're on to the third question. It's 1-1. Again, all-time Seahawks 49er history. I'm looking for the players who have the most receiving yards.
Jerry Rice.
Steve Larson.
Jerry Rice.
That is correct.
Jerry Rice snuck you there, Dave. You got him in there first. He's number 1 on this list.
Of course he is.
19,427 yards. Okay, Larry, what else you got?
T.O.
T.O. Good guess there. He's number 4 on this list, 8,500.
I just hung out with him last weekend. He's a funny dude.
But you're throwing out guys. Do they have? I mean, like, is it with the Niners? Because the Niners had Randy Moss.
Correct. Yeah, it's only when they were on the team.
So they're on the roster.
Oh, I got you.
Wait, you can't ask for defining questions.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm gonna go Largent.
Steve Largent.
That's my answer. I've answered Steve Largent like 3 times to every question. So
I know you didn't get him in time on this one. Steve Largent.
I think he's got the most tackles too.
Yeah. He's number 2 on this list, 13,089 yards. All right, what else you got, Larry?
I'm gonna cut your hamstrings, Larry.
Crabtree.
Michael Crabtree.
Yeah.
Did not
Who
make
is
the
that?
list. All right, you got 2 strikes left and 2 answers on there.
Dwight Clark.
Nope.
Not correct on this one either.
I don't even like the Niners. I know that ain't right.
DK Metcalf.
DK Metcalf.
Cannot play with him. Cannot win with him. Cannot coach with him. Can't do it.
Okay, Dave, this is your time to shine. There's
Lockett.
2 answers.
Lockett.
Tyler Lockett. Don't even build up.
Did I mention I'm 60 years old and concussed? I don't even know where I'm playing golf today. Oh.
Tyler Lockett is number 3 on this list, 8,594 starts.
Baldwin.
And the last one on the list is Brian Blade, 7,000.
Brian Blade.
Wow. That's a blast from the past.
My draft year, 88. Brian Blade is number 1 draft pick. Yep.
Nice. All right.
How's he doing these days?
I don't know, but he stuck around a lot longer than I did. So
right, it's 2-1 for Dave. We got another question here. This is round number 4. If Dave wins this one,
how
he'll
many
win
rounds
the game.
are there?
It's best out of 5.
Okay, well, I'm just saying. All right.
Yeah.
Have someone bring you a drink. You'll be good.
Okay.
Top 5 answers on the board all time Niner and Seahawk history. I'm looking for the players who have scored the most touchdowns.
Jerry Rice.
Jerry.
That is correct.
Jerry Rice is correct. He is number 1 on the list with 187. All right.
Of course
what
he
else
is.
you got, Larry?
It's kind of cheating.
Just say it.
Roger Craig.
Roger Craig. Craig did not
I
make
gave you the answer. Just use it. It's okay.
T.O.
Oh
my God.
He's number 4 on this list with 83. All right, you got 3 answers left and 2 strikes.
Ooh,
wow. Gosh, you said Tyler Lockett.
What's the time limit?
I guess I'll go Tyler Lockett. He's so tiny. I just never thoroughly gave him his respect, but he obviously did a lot.
Whoa!
Tyler Lockett not making it good on yards, not good on the TDs apparently. All right, so you got 1 strike remaining. Again, 3 answers up there.
You just told him 2 strikes here. 2 strikes.
You meant 2 remaining.
I meant 2 remaining. That was my bad.
Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey.
It's been there 2 years, bro.
Where's my judge at?
It's really unfair. It's my team.
All right, Dave. You can close us out and win the game with the correct answer. What do you got?
For the 8th answer in a row, Steve Largent.
Steve Largent. Oh, it's absolutely fitting that you
I'm going to
win
send this to my buddy. I'm going to send this to Steve, and I'm going to go, Steve, you are my answer for every freaking question. Anything you have to do with the Seahawks, I don't care with defense, field goals. It's Steve Largent. He's the best ever.
Other than Dan Marino, obviously as a Dolphin fan growing up, that was my guy. I was always the little short wide receiver. Always looked up to Mr. Largent, so please do. All right, well, congratulations, Dave. You are today's winner.
That's right. You want my address where to send my gift?
Larry, I hate to do this to you, my friend, but on our show, we have a tradition. When you lose our game, we give you a parting gift. Judge, hit him up.
Play clock at 5. Pass is intercepted at the goal line by Malcolm Butler.
Does anybody else see the ironic issue here?
Yes.
I didn't think about it until it played. I was like, oh, no.
It's phenomenal.
Of a play for the team of which I represented in a winning fashion. Come on, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, but Jason does that one for me because I'm the Pats fan in the house. So
come on, man.
Yeah, indeed. All right, well, hey, great game, guys. We appreciate it, and good luck, of course, to the rest of your team. Thank you guys so much for coming on tonight, Larry. Before we close out, let everyone know where they can.
What's the over and under? I thought we were doing over and under 10 games. Seahawks.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to ask that. My bad. So before we close out, Larry, give me. We'll go. We heard Dave. Larry, give me a score.
We promise we're professional production.
Over. I'll go under on the Seahawks. I think they start the year with Darnold. I think they finish the year with Milroe. I go under on the Seahawks.
Wow.
Nice. What do you think about the Niners? Where do you think they're heading this year? What do you think record-wise?
I mean, the 49ers have the easiest schedule in the NFL's, not just this year, not just in the last couple of years. They have the easiest schedule in the NFL in like the last decade. So I would say they're probably a 10-win team for sure. But I would say 12 wins is possible, but 10 wins is a lock.
Hey, give me some of his personal information, and we're going to do a friendly wager because I'm telling you right now, when they gave us an over and under of 7.5 last year, I'm like, we blow that away. We did last year with nobody, and I will tell you, fantasy, take the Seahawks defense late. It'll be one of the best picks. I am telling you, we didn't talk of defense at all. We talk offense. That defense is going to be fire. Our DB room is so full. There'll be 4 cuts out of that room. And they all should be playing somewhere. So anyhow, 10 games easy, and I side bet just for a friendly wager, $100. We'll have some fun.
All right, I'll connect you guys on social media.
All right, we'll do it. We'll do it. I'll gladly take your money.
Larry, where can everyone follow, subscribe, get all your great content, my friend?
The Krug Show on YouTube, also Sports Larry K on X, and you can catch me on KMBR Radio nightly, talking Niners 6 to 7, Monday through Friday, and then you catch me on the pre and post game show as well.
That's awesome. Thank you so much for joining us, Larry. We appreciate you. Good luck to, of course, those Niners this year. Dave, where can we get all your great stuff? I know you do a lot of great things with a great organization, so talk about that before we close out.
Yeah, we do a lot, but Larry, man, you should sure know a lot more with all that stuff you're doing. Hey, I do a show called Hawk Talk 12 with my brother, Walter Thurman III, Legion of Boom. We talk everything Seahawks football. We have former players join us and 12s join us. Hawk Talk 12, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and then, of course, I have my First and Goal Project, a nonprofit where we assist veterans that are struggling in transition and former players that attain to collegiate level that haven't figured it out yet. We help them tremendously, and then I do a youth program with Ambassadors of Compassion where I'm a director for youth mental health, mental resiliency, and emotional resiliency, and we help our young people in programs throughout Southern California.
Oh, that's great stuff, my friend. We really appreciate
All
you
kidding
joining
aside,
us.
Larry, I love you. Friendly discussion. Whenever I have my buddy Jesse Sapolo, Jesse's a dear friend of mine. We have friendly discussions about the upcoming game. It's all with love, brother.
No offense taken. It's going to be a rough year for you guys, so talk now.
Oh, boy, that's sad. That's sad you believe that.
Listen, what's funny is that we've done these rivalry shows all summer, and everyone's been all nice to each other. This is the first time we've actually seen a bit of a rivalry here, so this is
because
great stuff.
This is an actual rivalry. We don't like them very much. Bang, bang. We just don't like them, and they call us.
Russell Wilson owned the Niners. Brock Purdy owns the Seahawks.
True that. Hey, I can't. Hey. And I told you, I love me some Kittle, but he kills us, so whatever. But this year's different.
Well, hey, I'll be up there for week 1. We'll have to meet.
I'll be there at the end of the year.
We'll have to meet up, and we're going to come up for week 1.
That, buddy. All right.
Should be good stuff.
All right. Hey, thanks for having us on, guys. And
thanks for having
with my
us.
putting. I don't know if you saw those 2 long drives, though. Oh, my gosh. I trust you for you guys.
I saw you stumble in your stance a little, but that's.
No, you didn't. That's why I do that all the time. I'm like Scotty Scheffler.
I was thinking more like John Daly, but
yeah, that too.
Again, really appreciate you guys. This has been a great show. Stick and stay. Next Monday, we'll cover the Colts and the Titans. Obviously, not as much fun, but it'll be a good show. Check it out.
These teams suck. Good luck.
It's a slightly smaller story.
Little bit, just a little.
It's like a scene from Fletch.
All right, guys. Thank you again. We appreciate you. Good luck to your teams this year, and we're out.